Beneath our feet, the ground isn't as peaceful as it seems. Hidden deep below are colossal fissures, tears in the earth capable of ripping entire continents apart, unleashing fire from the planet's core, or even creating a brand new ocean. These aren't just scars of the past, they are the ticking heartbeat of a restless planet. Do we truly grasp the destructive power that lies just beneath us? Join World Mystery Wonders on a journey to uncover 15 of the most terrifying and awe-inspiring rifts ever created by the Earth. Crack in the Ground, Oregon, a walk through the Earth's memory. Amid the arid, desolate landscape of Oregon lies a peculiar geological wonder, a long, silent scar etched into the earth over thousands of years. Crack in the Ground, true to its name, stretches for approximately 3.2 kilometers and plunges up to 20 meters deep. It was formed more than 12,000 years ago through tectonic activity following ancient volcanic eruptions. What makes Crack in the Ground truly remarkable is its state of preservation. Thanks to the region's dry climate, erosion has been minimal, allowing the basalt walls to remain sharp, rough, and raw, like pages of stone-bound history left untouched by time. As you descend into the fissure, it feels as though you're leaving the modern world behind, entering a silent corridor of time where sunlight filters faintly through narrow openings above, and the towering walls on either side close in around you with cool, ancient stillness. For geologists, this is a living, natural laboratory, a place to study how the Earth's crust fractures and evolves over millennia. For explorers and nature lovers, it's a journey into the geological memory of the planet, where every step becomes a connection to the stories carved in stone, and every shadow whispers of the Earth's slow, magnificent transformation. Blackpoint Fisers, California. Cracks of a sleeping volcano. On the northern edge of Mono Lake, California, a dry, otherworldly landscape, lies one of the region's most fascinating geological features, the Blackpoint Fisers. These are a series of deep, narrow cracks formed atop a subaqueous shield volcano that last erupted around 13,000 years ago, near the end of the Ice Age. Back then, magma surged upward beneath the ancient water-filled Mono Lake, creating an underwater volcanic mound. As water levels receded, large fissures caused by tectonic tension were exposed, forming the unique stone labyrinth visible today. Blackpoint, a classic shield volcano, hosts fissures ranging from 20 to over 100 meters long, 6 to 8 meters deep, and only a few dozen centimeters wide, just enough for a person to squeeze through. Unlike cracks formed by earthquakes, these fractures are the result of lateral expansion in the Earth's crust due to pressure from once rising magma. Stepping inside feels like being swallowed by the Earth itself. Faint light filters through slits in the rocks above, while cold basalt walls rise silently around you. It's a silence only stone and time can create, a place where you feel both incredibly small and deeply connected to the cooled heartbeat of the planet. For geologists, this is a window through time, offering profound insight into the region's volcanic past. For adventurers, it's often called a maze of sleeping lava, where the ancient story of North America's volcanic history is told in whispers, of stone and of shadow. Raudfellsgjá, Iceland, the Canyon of Legend. Tucked into the side of Botnsfjall Mountain on Iceland's Snæfellsnes Peninsula, Raudfellsgjá is not just a geological wonder. It's a place steeped in ancient Viking lore. From afar, the fissure appears as a dark slash across the gray rock face, narrow, deep, and mysterious. But as you approach, it opens like a gateway into another world. The canyon reaches about 40 meters deep, flanked by towering rock walls carpeted in vivid green moss. Sunlight barely pierces through the crevice above, leaving the interior dim, damp, and echoing with the steady drip of water. The deeper you go, the more the silence of ancient stone seems to swallow your every step. According to Icelandic sagas, the gorge is named after Raudfelder, a young man who was tragically pushed into the chasm by his uncle during a bitter dispute. Since then, the site has been known as Raudfelder's Crack, and legend says his spirit still lingers, carried by the cold winds through the rocks. Geologically, Raudfeldskja was formed by tectonic rifting and ancient volcanic activity, a living example of Iceland's ever-shifting landscape where the Eurasian and North American plates slowly drift apart. Standing within its towering walls, you're not only between two continents, but also at the threshold between reality and myth. Sulfra, Iceland, where two continents meet beneath the water. Tucked within the icy volcanic landscapes of Thingvellir National Park, Sulfra is one of the most unique places on Earth, where you can swim between two continents. This underwater fissure was formed by the slow separation of the North American and Eurasian tectonic plates, drifting apart at about 2 to 3 centimeters per year. Water flows into Sulfra from the Langjökull Glacier, filtered through layers of basalt for 30 to 100 years, resulting in water so pure and clear that visibility reaches up to 100 meters. Sulfra is more than just a diving site. It's a living geological encounter, where the Earth tells its story through frigid currents and towering rock walls beneath the surface of Lake Thingvallavatn. As you glide between these continental plates, North America on one side, Eurasia on the other, you're not just diving between land masses. You're touching one of the rare tectonic boundaries accessible to humans. The water temperature stays at a crisp 2 to 4 degrees Celsius year-round, but within that cold lies perfect stillness. An underwater world where time seems to stand still. For many, Sulfra is not just a natural wonder. It's a spiritual experience, where you float within the flow of Earth itself, suspended between continents, between the past and what's still to come. Tater Hills, Arizona, the longest crack in the desert. Amid the scorching deserts of Arizona, a massive fissure has torn open in the Tater Hills region, revealing one of the most unsettling geological sites in North America. First discovered in 2017, the crack stretches nearly 3 kilometers long, plunges up to 9 meters deep, and spans several meters wide. The result of land subsidence caused by excessive groundwater extraction. As the underground clay layers lose moisture, they shrink, causing the unsupported surface above to collapse into large fragments. Unlike cracks formed by earthquakes or volcanic activity, the fissure at Tater Hills developed slowly. Yet it's no less dangerous. The weakening ground gives way without warning, carving deep gashes capable of swallowing cars or homes. Scientists have warned that this is a red flag, a visible symptom of the growing imbalance between humans and nature. Under the harsh desert sun, these dark, jagged scars stretch across the land like Earth's silent protest, reminding us that even the seemingly solid ground beneath our feet can turn against us if we fail to protect it. Rio Grande Rift, USA, the silent tear through North America. Stretching nearly 1,000 kilometers from Colorado to New Mexico, the Rio Grand Rift is one of the largest and most unique tectonic rift systems in North America. A massive tear in the Earth's crust that has been silently pulling apart and stretching for tens of millions of years. This geological process began around 30 million years ago, and it continues today, slowly but steadily, at a rate of just a few millimeters per year. As a result, a series of valleys and basins have formed along the rift, with the Rio Grande River, the region's lifeline, weaving through the terrain as if shaped by the very motion of the Earth itself. In some areas, such as the San Luis Valley or Taos Gorge, the rift creates dramatic cliffs plunging nearly 200 meters, where you can stand on the very edge and gaze directly into the deep scar, a boundary of a grand tectonic journey still unfolding. Beyond its scientific significance, the Rio Grande Rift is deeply tied to the cultures and spiritual beliefs of indigenous tribes who have lived along its path for thousands of years. To them, this land is a sacred wound, a place where the Earth opens itself, connecting humankind to powerful natural forces. The Rio Grande Rift is still moving, quietly, without noise, but with undeniable force. It serves as a powerful reminder. Even beneath the most seemingly solid ground, the Earth continues to breathe, to shift, and to write the next chapter of its never-ending evolution. Thingve Rift Valley, Iceland, where two continents drift apart. There is a place where the Earth is not only still, it is in constant motion. At Thingve National Park in Iceland, a remarkable phenomenon is happening every single day. The Eurasian and North American tectonic plates are slowly pulling away from each other, little by little, right before your eyes. This is not just a valley. It is a massive rift in the Earth's crust, revealing one of the few tectonic boundaries on the planet that humans can actually touch. The canyon stretches nearly 7 kilometers in length and averages about 70 meters in width, formed by the ongoing tectonic divergence along the mid-Atlantic ridge. Each year, the plates drift apart by 2 to 3 centimeters, silently yet powerfully, cracking the ground open and giving rise to deep fissures and dramatic ravines like Almanagja, where towering rock walls seem to split the land in two. Thingve is not only a geological wonder, it's also the birthplace of the world's first democratic parliament, established in the year 930. This makes it a sacred symbol in the heart of every Icelander. When you stand within the rift, with one foot on North America and the other on Eurasia, you don't just feel the Earth's constant movement. You feel as though you're standing between the past and the future. It's a sensation and a perspective that can only be experienced at Thingve. Thors Well, Oregon, the well of the thunder god. Along the rugged coastline of Oregon, where crashing waves meet howling winds, Thors Well emerges like a mythic gateway, a deep ocean hole that seems to swallow the sea itself. Nicknamed the drain pipe of the Pacific, Thors Well is one of the most mysterious and spectacular natural phenomena on America's west coast. At first glance, it appears to be a simple hole, about 6 meters wide, carved into the rocky shore at Cape Perpetua. But during high tide, when waves surge in from beneath, water erupts violently from the mouth of the well, only to be sucked straight back down as if vanishing into the abyss. This cycle repeats over and over, wild, rhythmic, and hypnotic. like an eternal ritual of the ocean. Geologically, Thors Well is the collapsed roof of an ancient sea cave, formed after thousands of years of pounding surf eroded the basalt rock along the coast. Beneath the foaming surface lies a network of channels connecting to the open sea. When powerful waves hit, pressure forces water upward through the hole, sending plumes skyward like bursts of thunder, earning it the name Thors Well, after the Norse god of storms. But this beauty comes with danger. During storms or high surf, the well becomes treacherous, and unsuspecting visitors have been swept away by rogue waves. Yet it's this very intensity, raw, untamed, and unforgiving, that defines Thors Well as a place where nature shows no restraint. Standing before it, you're not just witnessing a geological wonder. You're watching the collision of myth and reality, of primal power and breathtaking beauty. A moment where the sea, sky, and stone come together in a spectacle that feels both ancient and alive. East Rift Valley, Kenya, the rift that tears a continent apart. Stretching over 3,500 kilometers from Ethiopia to Mozambique, the East African Rift Valley is one of the largest, deepest, and still active geological fractures on Earth. This vast fault system is slowly but surely splitting the African continent in two. The Somali and Nubian tectonic plates are drifting apart at a rate of 2 to 5 centimeters per year. Though the movement seems small, geologists believe that within the next 10 million years, a new ocean may form here, turning part of East Africa into a massive island. This rift doesn't just shape the land with volcanoes, earthquakes, tectonic lakes, and shifting rivers. It also marks the birthplace of humanity. It was here that fossils of ancient hominins, such as Lucy, our direct ancestor, were discovered, earning this region the title the cradle of humankind. It is a place where geology and evolutionary history converge, telling the story not just of a planet, but of us. Standing in the vast Rift Valley, surrounded by towering cliffs, deep freshwater lakes, and mist-veiled volcanoes, you're not just witnessing a geological wonder. You're watching the Earth give birth to a new world, one that is still being written from the depths below. Geological, Iceland, the hidden hot spring beneath the rock. Nestled in the dark lava fields of northeastern Iceland, Geological is a small but enchanting cave where nature quietly guards a precious geothermal treasure. A hidden hot spring deep within the rock. Though modest in size, Geological holds one of the most mysterious and magical hot springs in the land of fire and ice. The cave itself is only about 20 meters long, but inside lies a pool of warm, jade-colored water, heated by volcanic activity beneath the surface. The water temperature ranges from 40 to 50 degrees Celsius, and it's so crystal clear that you can see each stone resting at the bottom. In the 18th century, the cave served as a hideout for the outlaw John Markusson, who lived in solitude and relied on the warm waters to survive the harsh Icelandic winters. Later, it became a beloved natural spa for locals until a volcanic eruption in the 1970s raised the water temperature to unsafe levels. Geological lies directly on the boundary between the Eurasian and North American tectonic plates. You can literally place one foot on each continent. But don't let the peaceful surface fool you. Beneath your feet, magma still flows deep underground. This is one of the rare places on Earth where you can feel romance, mystery, and the raw power of the planet all at once. Shkotsian Caves, Slovenia, the rift into the Earth's heart. In the next chapter of our journey, we step into another world, deeper, more resonant, and ancient beyond measure. In the karst region of southwestern Slovenia, the Shkotsian Caves open like a massive fracture in the earth, leading into an underground realm where stone and water compose a timeless geological symphony. This awe-inspiring cave system stretches over 6 kilometers, with chambers plunging as deep as 200 meters. It houses underground gorges, hidden waterfalls, and colossal stalactites and stalagmites shaped over millions of years. The Reka River vanishes into the earth here, carving its way through the vast halls like a liquid thread of time. High above one of the deepest canyons lies the Kurlja Bridge, suspended over a chasm 45 meters deep. Standing there, you feel not only the echo of dripping water and shifting rock, but the echo of your own heartbeat. In that silence, every step resonates as if you were walking along the very veins of the earth, where ancient civilizations once revered both life and death. Shkotsian is more than a natural wonder. It's a gateway to Europe's most ancient geological memory. A rift not of destruction, but of discovery. A crack in the surface that invites us to journey inward, to witness the raw, eternal power that lies beneath our feet. Kumbu Icefall, Nepal, the frozen abyss of mountaineers. At the foot of Mount Everest, where the sky feels just within reach, the Kumbu Icefall rises like a colossal maze of ice, breathtaking, beautiful, and perilously alive. Part of the Kumbu Glacier at around 5,486 meters above sea level, it marks one of the first and most dangerous challenges on the journey to the roof of the world. But here, ice never sleeps. Massive blocks shift up to 1 meter per day, opening deep crevasses and precarious seracs that can collapse without warning. It's a landscape of moving giants, both mesmerizing and terrifying, like a silent, unstoppable machine built by nature itself. To cross the icefall, climbers rely on teams of experienced Sherpas, the unsung heroes who lay ladders and fix ropes across the cracks, forging a lifeline through a world of constant risk. Every step is a test of strength and spirit, where even the slightest sound could signal a looming avalanche or collapse. Despite the danger, Kumbu Icefall holds a surreal kind of beauty. Shimmering white walls, piercing blue crevasses, and the towering silhouettes of the Himalayas etched against the sky. For many, making it through the icefall is not just the first step toward Everest's summit. It's a personal milestone of courage, willpower, and the timeless human drive to push beyond limits. Kamoa Moa Fissure, Hawaii, where fire rises from Mother Earth. From the icy heights of Kumbu, we descend into the heat of Hawaii, where fissures don't freeze in silence, but erupt with the fierce, glowing fury of the Earth itself. The Kamoa Moa Fissure is not just a crack in the ground. It's a vivid reminder of the relentless geological forces shaping our planet in real time. This dramatic fissure opened in 2011 during a sudden eruption in Hawaii Volcanoes National Park, when lava from the Kilauea volcano burst through the Earth's crust, igniting the surrounding forest in a matter of hours. The fissure stretched over 2.3 kilometers, releasing fountains of molten rock and towering columns of smoke, a spectacle of raw, untamed power. Unlike quiet faults hidden beneath the surface, Kamoa Moa was the Earth's roar. a living, moving wound. The eruption created entirely new land, reshaping the area's topography and reminding us that Hawaii is more than a tropical paradise. It's a place where the planet breathes, shifts, and sometimes erupts in anger. Walking across Kamoa Moa today is like stepping onto freshly written earth. New grasses peek through the glossy black lava, and life slowly returns to the scorched terrain. It's a place where destruction and rebirth coexist, a living chapter of Earth's story, and you are there to witness it being written. Le PuiDonfair, France, the mouth of hell by the sea. Carved into the cliffs of Château d'Olonne on France's western coast, Le PuiDonfair, the Well of Hell, is a wild natural sea fissure, as haunting as it is breathtaking. Around 30 meters long and 10 meters deep, this narrow chasm was sculpted by thousands of years of crashing Atlantic waves, gnawing relentlessly at the granite until the earth itself seemed to split open. When the tide rises, seawater rushes into the fissure, exploding upward in frothy plumes before being sucked violently back down. The result is a thunderous, almost otherworldly sound, a deep growl from the ocean's throat. Locals long ago gave it its ominous name, inspired by the fearsome roar and the gloom that hangs in the salty air. But Le PuiDonfair is more than just a geological marvel. For generations, it's been a sacred and mysterious site, with legends claiming it was once a resting place for wandering spirits. Today, thrill seekers and nature lovers visit to witness one of the wildest spectacles of raw nature in France, where wind, stone, and sea clash in a dramatic, endless dance. Valle dei Molini, Italy, the fracture of memory. The next journey takes us to southern Italy, where time seems to slow, and memories are etched into stone. Hidden beneath the historic town of Sorrento lies Valle dei Mulini, the Valley of the Mills, a narrow natural rift carved deep into the earth, where nature and human history intertwine in quiet reverence. Formed around 35,000 years ago through tectonic movement and the erosion of limestone by underground water, the valley features steep rock walls and a deep, shaded gorge. By the 13th century, it had become a bustling hub of industry, home to water-powered mills that ground grain for the region. But over time, changes in humidity and water levels made the area increasingly isolated. Abandoned by man, it was gently reclaimed by nature. Today, moss, vines, and wild grass blanket the crumbling stone structures, turning the valley into a living memory where silence speaks louder than sound. Valle dei Mulini doesn't roar like a volcano or split the land like a tectonic fault. It whispers. Through cracks of time and the soft breath of the forest, it tells a story of forgotten labor and the quiet persistence of nature. Our Earth is truly magnificent and full of surprises, isn't it? And there are still countless wonders waiting for you to discover. If you love nature, mystery, and the magical beauty of this planet, don't forget to like, share this video, and subscribe to World Mystery Wonders to join us on our next adventures.